What is up, DTube and the Steam blockchain? So today I quickly want to talk about something I was considering a little bit, and that is the topic of ignoring younger genius, which I sort of see the world in many ways are doing, mainly because it's how it has been run a long time. Is it hasn't really how it has been running for a very long time is, well, when humans did stuff in let's say more stuff with their hands and more stuff with their head, then it made sense that you need many years to get to a certain result. But with so for example, if someone read a book 5 years before, okay, that guy is super smart now. That was sort of how we had to do stuff before smartphones, before technology, before computers. If someone read something, oh, they did go to school, or yeah, they read a book, they're in the school, and now they are the leader, they are the coach, you know. But now, when everyone is sort of having information, because I mean, with smartphones, everyone has access to Superfast information processing. That means everyone has access to the exact same information. So if someone read a book 5 years before you, that means nothing now, because all the information, and even all the updated data, it's available right now, today, for everyone. It's not some hidden knowledge that is at some exclusive place. So it won't make sense as stuff goes forward to basically ignore younger genius. It really won't make sense. And the way I look at a lot of younger genius right now, what I mainly mean is all the geeks, all the developers, all the people that are doing genius, amazing stuff with smartphones, with computers, where they're basically working on new languages and trying to understand them. And that is basically, that's really all the geeks are doing. Like, they're really trying to understand a new language. They're not looking at language as, oh, you have English and then you have a local language, and that's all you need to know. No, geeks becomes very important, the younger genius, just because they are working on new languages that basically connects the whole world. And people, for example, probably think right now, well, we have the internet, right? We have everything's perfect right now. I mean, we got the internet. What is it, 25 years ago? The World Wide Web. Yeah, you had some internet before that, but you can say the bigger stuff started to happen in 1995. And yeah, we got the internet. We already have the language. We have an Instagram. We have a Facebook. We have a Twitter. But this is not really a good version of the internet right now. I mean, it's very, very basic language. It's not really secure. It's hard to make any value. It sort of is. Yeah, it was cool when it came, like the basic version. But now the younger genius, the geeks, are so important. It's so important that basically the world does not ignore them, because they are basically going to invent the best secure platforms, the best digital value system also, and they're basically going to connect everything with value and like a real amazing language that everyone sort of understands, kind of like English, but for value and for digital experiences. So I sort of feel that the world in many ways are ignoring the geeks, because it really seems like they're not really doing anything, that they're not really needed, that you can sort of outsource them. But you can't really. Sure, we can, or I mean, robots, yes, they can come in, AI, yes, but I still think geeks are gonna be needed. Not a lot. At least the upcoming decade, that it's gonna be very, very important that we do not ignore younger genius. Because right now, they are really, like if you really look at it, they're really playing, in many ways, a small role. A lot of them have a salary. A lot of them have a smaller role at the moment. Most of them do not have super big wealth. But I'm fairly sure that that's gonna change quite rapid within the next 5 to 10 years. And in many ways, if you look at the Forbes rich list, you can see that at the top you really have a lot of geeks that invented software or hardware, and we can see that this is not just one time thing. It's an exponential geek effect where true human genius is finally going to be able to unfold because of open systems, permissionless systems, and all this. For example, we can see that if you look at, there's a lot of nuanced stuff, but if we, for example, look at use DTube, for example, in many ways this is the first time you actually can talk normal and actually get listened to at the same time as you're making real value. And this is just something that has existed for 2 years. It did not exist before late 2017 when DTube came. Because, yeah, you could talk on YouTube. Yeah, you could do some sort of, let's say, real talk videos or normal talk videos. But they usually did not get that much attention. And it was usually mainly the weird clickbait and shock-based content that sort of got the attention. But now people sort of started to realize in many ways where it's like, we sort of need these younger genius because they sort of understand things, like where stuff is heading. They have solutions to things. They can build software and hardware that solves most of the problems that many people are sort of have been for many years, sort of being very helpless. That they're sort of using the internet, but they don't really know what they're doing. People call themselves influencers and all kinds. Wow, they've just taken a few photos on Instagram. I mean, technology is really making stuff easier, thanks to the geeks. And there is a risk. There really is a risk, I think, that if younger genius is ignored, like if they are not getting the resources that they need to do their apps, software, or I don't know, make a living or whatever, if they really are ignored, that can cause probably big disasters, because who is then going to run all this sophisticated software? Which I think the software is going to become way more sophisticated, because software is going into everything, even though AI probably is going to do a lot of things automatically. But still, I think it's going to be very important that geeks get respected, basically, for their contribution in many ways to the world. Because in many ways, the geeks, to come up with a lot of the great stuff, they sort of have to be very, very distant, I think, from the world. They have to sort of be able to have an outside perspective in some ways, I think, so they can sort of see the whole puzzle. I think a lot of people that are in life a lot and is sort of a little bit too busy doing daily chores. Well, it's very important that you have someone that's basically looking over the whole puzzle, and that sort of is the geeks right now, the younger genius. And it actually is a serious risk that if they truly are being ignored, I don't think that's going to be good. I mean, just looking at it, because it seems as they are the only ones that sort of wants to invest. And I mean, invest their time and energy, resource to sort of see what's going on, how all of the different structures in the world, how it's all connected together, that there is no part that is not connected to something else. Everything is sort of connected together. So what one person does, it affects everything. Okay? And I think in many ways people sort of feel that they do not have influence or whatever, but the new technology that's coming out, it will make it so you truly have real influence, and that it doesn't have to be clickbait and all this. So geeks are basically going to invest decades looking at a screen or doing something, and they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep look at it. It's still going to look like they're not doing anything, that they're weird, that they're lazy, but it's just that they're doing other forms of activity. It's just that they're doing other forms of activity. In many ways, I think that geeks looks at, well, humans are spending around 30% of their life now on the digital landscape. So the physical landscape, there's really not that much we can do there. It's like, okay, we are energy, we're consciousness. We can sort of, seems like we can influence things the best by using these devices. And yeah, we can do some things also. We can do, there are some very important things that should be done in the physical landscape as well. Infrastructure, for example, for various things is quite critical. Because if you don't have proper infrastructure to do various kinds of stuff, then humans are not going to invest their time and energy. So obviously that's very important as well. So why are they being ignored? It's a really good question. Well, I think that they are playing a larger role. They are. And I think it really is going to grow. But it still is something interesting to ponder. I think the geeks a lot consider a lot like what is going on in other people's heads. Why are they on the internet and all of this? What is their agenda and stuff like that? And I think many times people say that they do not have an agenda, but I think there's always is, like, if you really dive deeper, people have some agenda. Like they maybe want to become, I don't know, more successful or whatever. And the geeks are very good, I think, at getting to the source of stuff and look at how you can improve systems. So yeah, I mean, that's just a little bit what I want to talk a little bit about today. And it seems as tech is going faster than I thought, which is kind of cool in many ways. I think society is gonna, there's a lot of stuff's gonna change in the next couple of years, I think. Mainly because, yeah, I mean, it's really going fast now in information processing. Yeah, I just hope that geeks do not get ignored, and I really hope that human genius can flower on this planet. And I always look at, or I try to look at a lot of worst case scenarios. I actually think in many ways it's probably going to be way better. A lot of stuff that people worry about is probably not as complicated to fix. But I still enjoy looking at the risks, and it's an interesting time. Let's just say it like that. It's a unique time to be a part, seeing tech expand, external technology, and yeah, it's kind of cool. That's what I want to talk a little bit about today. I really hope that human genius does not get ignored, because it's very easy. I mean, especially when people are gonna be super empowered, it's very easy for people to maybe lose touch with reality and go too much into maybe, I don't know, entertainment mode or something like that. And then I think humans in many ways, if they do some big mistakes like ignoring human genius, they can regress quite fast. And that's not something I think anyone wants to see, because we actually want to sort of evolve, right? So yeah, that's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Hopefully enjoyed. Have an awesome day, DTube and the Steam blockchain. Bye bye.